Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. We are building this new city and it is going quite quickly, I might add. There's so much to do that by the time you get to it, things are just... by the time you've kind of planned out one little thing like we've done here, we see that we've finished off a lot of other construction. And I'm happy. And I'm also happy that we're kind of keeping... But it seems to be going up now. Now that we're starting to use more steel, it's starting to bump up a little bit. But first things first, let's actually name the town. I'm going to I had an awesome name suggestion, something that's a little bit less usual for our playthroughs. But I'm happy to make use of it. Where was it? Where was it? It was in here somewhere. Yes. So let's create a city area. I want to cancel that section. I want to do it right in the middle here. And it will be called Sitomnik. So we'll spell it like that. That was for the comments, I think. But we'll call it Sitomnik. So Sitomnik is our new city. I like the name. It's actually pretty cool. What I'll do is I'll cancel that area so it's all kind of falling within Sitomnik. Over here, did we have an extra city area? Yeah, we've got this area here. And what we'll call this, we'll move it over a little bit, maybe over here, and we'll call it Sitomnik Industrial. So let's add that in here. I like naming it similarly. Just so we've got that. So what I'll do is I'll move it to cover like the center of this. So let's do it maybe somewhere over here somewhere. Somewhere over here somewhere. That's good. And we'll call this Sitomnik Industrial. Okay, and we'll squeeze that one out, and what I want to do is cancel that one exactly like that. So here we can see this. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. This is the industrial area, and that is the town itself. So if we click on that, we'll get a feel for the size of the town. Yeah, I like it. We've got, and I'm guessing this is part of Cornoe Harbor, which I don't mind. I don't mind. If I click on Cornoe Harbor, yeah, we can see this is all still part of Cornoe Harbor. It actually makes a lot of sense. So I like it. We've got our city naming done. But please do not stop suggesting city names. We will still be laying out plenty of areas that needs names. So that's good. Okay, so now that we've got winter is coming, of course, and so I'm thinking in this area we could also, so I'll leave a little bit of room here, so if we wanted to expand with some additional water wells, we'll do that. But what we do want to do, we need a few things. We need, actually, we do need, yeah, so this is starting to get constructed. I like it. We want to tie these things in and get them underway. So let's maybe actually, before we do that, let's run that road so they can make a start on that road. I've got no problems with that. We can make a start on this road over there. There's lots of little things, bits and pieces that we need to work on. These are all done, right? So maybe what we could, yeah, this is actually going to be pretty good. I think we will still have town around that edge there potentially, though it's getting pretty close to our industrial area, so we might have to keep an eye on how we're gonna check our pollution. This is looking good. That is all tied in. That is getting constructed. This is done. I like it. We can make a move on the next section. Ooh, let's cut this. Let's do this first, and we'll get the next section of these going. I like it. We can, of course, at the same time do this. I like it as well. That's good. So this is the bus station. This is the train station. We'll have lots of community facilities in the middle here, and then we'll have lots of residential around that edge, probably down through here as well. Maybe on this side also. We'll see a bit about some of that, and probably a little bit on this side. So we'll have to see how we do it, but there's going to be lots of centrally located community facilities. Probably need a nice big university and all these kind of things as well. The next one, which is slightly, which is a bit tricky because we need to kind of slowly get ourselves there, is the, so we've got that set up. Now, I'm thinking, so if we go power, right, let's have a look at our power plant. So we're not going to build the power plant. I think if anything, we'll build these areas first. We need this. The power plant will probably follow a little bit later, but we will need power anyway. So the question is really, let's plan that out. So we can import additional power over here. So what do we have? We've got, yeah. So we, so what I'm tempted to do is bring power in through here and tie it in the switch on this side. Oh no, it can't tie into this. So that means we'll have to do it on this side, which is okay. I don't mind that too much because we will have to run. Oh, power is actually going to run down this side and then it distributes in there. Okay, let's have a bit of a plan for what we're going to do with that. So we're going to run power. Yeah. Okay. Let's clear this these little paths out because we're going to now actually do the power in here. Okay, so if we were to do power, let's have a look. Switch on our levels. Our levels are okay in this area. So from a power perspective, we want to do what? We want to bring in power from here to run to here and then distribute. But we also want to be able to export in that very same direction. And I'm also thinking we need to tie in over there to be able to feed this side. So that means is that a priority switch is the question, right? The question to me is that a priority switch coming, or is it multiple switches? I don't know. So if we wanted to, actually priority switches are probably over here somewhere. So if we say in from here, in from there, over there, priority switches coming in from that side. But we also want to feed, no, so that's not a priority switch. That's kind of my feel of it. Okay, so what we want is something like, so let's do that. Let's get it. We could run it down. Yeah, it can come down the rail here. And it can tie in over there. So let's do... Actually, should we do it on this side? I'm just thinking, it'll save us a little bit of room if we do it on this side and then run it over that way. And we could also do it with... Yeah. Something like that makes sense to me. So let's do that as a starting point. See about having that in place. So now, let's do the 18 megawatt options, right? So 18 megawatts. I just want to... Okay, so let's try and not run it straight from there. Let's try and hug the rail. Maybe that's a little close. Let's hug the rail like so. And run it straight. We'll do that. And the other one... I wonder, will that clip? Oh my goodness! Let's just see. Yeah, that's not playing ball. We're not going to do that because it's just going to look too funny. Even though this is the exact alignment that we're going for. So let's not do that. Let's trim this back instead. And what we'll do is we'll bring it over this way. Oh, actually, we can bring it up, right? No, let's cancel all of that and just redo this. Okay, so what I'm keen on, I can raise this up, right? Decrease height. Increase height, E. What? Why doesn't... That's a little funny. Increase bridge height. It's not doing it. Left shift and then I thought we could increase this. If we hang on, let's try it. If we run it across here, it's a building in the way. Okay, if we do it across here, how come it's not increasing? Maybe it's my... It's doing something else. Left shift, precision elevation. Somehow, hang on, I can't... Let's do it with roads. I'll have a look. If it's roads... Oh, roads... Oh, you can't actually do it with roads. It has to be a bridge. If we do that... So this is working. E and Q, this is working. Right? This is working. Okay, so that is working. So why is it not working for this guy? There's not a different bridge segment, right? So what we actually need to do is we need to start raising it as a starting point. Hang on, if we place one right there. Yeah, the problem is the bridge is at height. So if we do this, right? I think actually the terrain will clear it, but it's still a little... Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna actually run... We're gonna heighten the terrain and fix this like manually. So what I'll do is I will raise the terrain a little bit over here so that we can get... on the edges of these I'm going to do it so we can raise the terrain there. Okay, so let's do that. Let's grab ourselves, actually let's heighten it from the center. Give me this. Let's make this a little... Yes, there we go. So if we were to say do a little plateau thing like that, and we similarly do something over here, say like that, I'm kind of thinking that will work. It's still pretty close because they're so far apart. Because they're so far apart, it's still too close. So what I'm thinking is we'll raise it even more. So give me this tool again, heighten from the center here. Let's bring it up a little bit more. Give ourselves a little bit more room here to maneuver. And similarly do the same thing over here. Raise this up a little bit more so there's a little bit more room to maneuver there as well. Okay, there we go. Let's try that. Now, presumably that will look a bit better. Yeah, I think that is clearing that pretty nicely. So that's okay. That's okay for me. We'll go downhill here. Try it in there. And I know we can min-max the number of these things that we have. But I'd rather make it look reasonable. That's pretty good. I like that. So that's good. Now that we've got this straight section going, let's just, we want to tie in, where is it? Over here. So we want to make these things run as straight as possible. So something like that. That's very, very straight through there. And so we will be splitting it off on that side. So that could then split to that side also. Ah, and this is where you might want to. Okay, we'll double check that before we get to. Yeah, so I think that's okay. Now we can run a straight section through there. Do this and tie that in. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. I like that. That's not too bad. So we'll do that. So now the idea is that we can split off power in this location. And it can go that way. But the question is, do we want to be able to maintain some level of directionality? In order to do that, we'll need this. So the question is, do we don't need to maintain directionality there. Either we're going to use it or we're not going to use it. So I think we do in fact need to clear these things out a little bit. I'm not too I'm not too good with the power distribution. I'm going to try and do the power distribution a little bit better this time around. So what we want is we want to either send the power this way, but that's okay actually. We definitely only want to send it that way. So let's flip this around. Ah, okay. I think I've got the idea now. If we do this, we're only going to send power that way. We're definitely not bringing power this way. Ah, okay. So if we do that, that means we can run two. Okay. I think I've got an idea here. So we'll do this, and then we'll do that. But then I want to move it a little bit. We do that. And we'll move this guy. I think I've got an idea now. I'm going to show you now. So we'll do this one, and then we'll get the other one going here, which will be like this. Maybe not like that. Maybe like this instead. Yeah. This is actually going to work. This is going to look okay, I think. Okay, we'll need to change some of these things up a little bit. So let's go back. We'll go back up to there. We'll get this guy to run down here and tie in on that side. And we'll get this guy probably just across here and tie in there. That's okay. And then we'll get this guy to tie in there, and we'll get this guy to tie in there. Okay, so that means we can run power that way or power this way. But what we can't do is we can't export power via this option. We can't export via this option. So, trying this one more time. Let's trim this back a little. If we wanted to both import and export in this direction, but we can't, right? It just has to go into... No, we can. Okay. So, in and out that side, and also in and out this side. So if we do this, right, this means in and out this way. So this one is then the problem. Okay, so let's see if let's just start with this as a basic input, right? So we'll do that and that. So that means we can go into this area and we want to go out that way. And this means we can go in this way and go out that way. But the difference is this one we don't want to, but we do potentially want to feed it from this side, do we? I'm thinking, so in or out. So it's only going to be in. I think this will work. I might have to call, make some changes to this after the fact because I'm not sure this is generally going to work. I'm going to run this a little closer though. And then this means we can go in this way. Yeah, but then that's not going to work. So then the only other option for us is to run that one into that direction. Yeah, I think that is appropriate. Now we can go in or out. Yeah. This is it. This is the one. And the only other thing that I'll do is this. Okay, so let's close that one out and we'll try and bring it in. That might be a little tight. Let's straighten it up a tad over here. So we'll just do that. Okay, so that's gonna kind of tie in there and it gives us that option and it's a nice big complex little section here. And then obviously what we want to do is we want to, actually we don't need multiples here. We can just run the one. So yeah, we can only run the one here. So something like that, I think, is probably about right. And we can tie that in, and this one can then split off and feed and distribute in this area. We'll still have to plan out some of this stuff. Okay. I think we can make a start on this. So let's quickly get these roads built. Yeah, okay. So what I want is we don't necessarily want to tie it in on both sides though. So what we'll do is we'll just do this. Run it like that, tie it in something like this. We could tie it in on that side. Anyway, let's just do this. I think that's going to be sufficient. We'll tie this one in and we will tie, can we just switch off snapping for a minute? We'll do that and we'll tie that one in over there, switch snapping back on, and we'll make a start on that. So this can start getting constructed, and I'm pretty comfortable for us to make a start with these power cables as well. We might have to do some things with this actually. We're just going to have to play it by ear. It's going to be quite costly for us to build it, but I think I'm quite comfortable to do so. So that's another big section done. We do need a little bit of technical services. Yeah, we don't have anything here. This road section has been done. So let's have a look. So what we can do is we can start tying this one in here so that construction can start. And at the same time, these don't need anything crazy. We can just tie them in something like this. I think that's yeah, I'm just gonna do that. Right, we're just gonna do that. This is gonna be what it's gonna look like. So we'll get those to start, so that all of this construction will start happening now. We will need to at the same time tie in these guys for construction, so that'll start happening as well. Lots of little construction projects coming in now. Now, technical services. Let's get a bit of technical services going. Technical services. Maintenance. It's under maintenance, technical services. We want a big one. I'm going to go with the big one. We will place a big technical services yard here. The question though is, where do we do fueling? I'm kind of tempted to do fueling over there. So let's do technical services here. Nothing too funny going on. I don't want it right next to that, but there's a little bit of room here if we wanted to run an extra rail through here. So let's do a technical services located right there. We can definitely start by getting this construction going as well. Let's switch off snapping, so we start it off a little bit straighter like that, and then we'll tie it in like so. Get that moving. Good. We'll get a bit of construction going on there. We'll get some technical services running. We had a fire, which should be okay. I'm hoping it's not stuff over here. The new stuff, really, we need to be a little bit cautious. This is almost built. Yeah, we've lost a bit of stuff now. Yeah, there's lots of work currently happening on the road network over here. What's going on with the rest of this stuff? This is all... Yeah, this one is not connected through. That's been connected through. These are underway, finishing off. Yeah, lots of little bits of road connections happening. That's okay. Okay, so now we've got this guy running in here. And whether we're either going to run power this way or that way. We're not going to, that's what this whole switch setup is for. So now we need to run power up this way and get a number of distribution options going. I'm thinking alongside the rail, probably a few options for us there. So what can we realistically run from it? If we're going to go with underground wiring, we've got 1.85. So let's just make it 2 as a bit of a, giving us a little bit of a buffer. So 2 times, what is this? So we've got this substations. I want a substation. So power transformer, these guys. So it gives us 2 times 6 gives 12. So we can effectively maybe do 2 of them on this side, and then 2 of them kind of on the other side. 2 here and then 2 there. I think that's going to generally be our rule of thumb, and we need to move it a little bit further away. So we'll do something like, we do need power over here, right? Yeah. I mean, we don't need it every step of the way, right? So let's do... We're gonna run power up here. We're gonna need this. Okay, so let's start with getting the splitters going. I don't think... Do we do these switches, or do we just do the... We don't... Let's have a look. Under the mods, what do we have in terms of high voltage switches? Let's go high voltage. There we go. Caps lock is on. So we've got these guys. High voltage substation. This is just a kind of just a lookalike thing. So we've got this guy going on. If we run a loop, I think that would work, right? Then we can just do these. Nice and tight here, actually, next to the rail. There. Ooh. Yeah, probably. Yeah. We'll have to see how exactly we tie them in. Probably on this side, to be honest. Oh, but we're gonna run... Well, at least after this section, we're gonna run underground, I think. Alternatively, we can run it next to this road. So if we were to do that... Oh, but the underground is a bit of a problem next to the road there. So let's just run it here. Okay, so we'll go above ground there. And then we'll start running underground. And I think then... I think this will be okay. One over there. One over here. And what we'll need to do is we'll need to get power coming down this way as well. Ooh. Presumably maybe something like this instead. So something like that, then we'll loop it around. We could also switch and get something to go off in this direction. So if we looked at switches, so this guy, for instance. Oh yeah, there's something major in the way here. So we could do this actually. This would actually be pretty reasonable. Could run the high voltage in there. All of this could be underground, right? So if we do the switch there, we could run that around that way. Yeah, I think it's okay. This might not be the most resilient network, but I think it's reasonable. Okay, let's bring up our high voltage line from this area here. So if we needed to, where are we going? So if we go there, up this area here, across there and in there, and now it's going to be underground going further. I think there's, yeah, that looks actually pretty reasonable to do underground from here, and that means we can split off a fair bit in this area from this one, because we've got like a 6 megawatt step down to this one. So 6 megawatts, so at least three or four full lines can go out this way. So let's get high voltage 12 to run around there. Can we it doesn't. Well, that's about what we're going to get there. I don't like it being on top of it. I just don't like it. Let's trim that back and try it again. I want to make it a little bit more curvy. I know these things actually don't do curves. So actually then let's just hug the rail and get it nice and tight to the rail. Oh, now it wants to curve. Let's trim that back a little bit then, and we'll try it again from here, and there we go. So let's do that. Actually, then let's do the same thing on the other side, and let's just hug it a little bit more here. Oh, now it's a bit of an issue. Let's trim it back a little more, and what we'll do is we'll run it here, there, and do that. Excellent. So that'll work. This is going to be a tough one. We can go straight under. No, we cannot. Ooh. We do this. That should be good. This should work. Oh, crap. Go down. Oh, yeah, that works. I like it. So that gives us a bit of this going on here, and we've got a few locations, and we can tie in over there. Question mark is always, do we give ourselves a little bit more of this kind of splitter situation going on? And I think the answer is yes. So what I'll do, let's trim this back again. We'll try this section one more time here. I'm thinking we want one more of these guys. Just in case. We won't squeeze it in on that side, but we can do it on this side. So let's do that. So we'll get one more in here. So we've got a little bit more resilience in terms of getting our high voltage power network moving. If we do this, that should be fine. And then I'm thinking about, I'm going to try and do, yes, I want to do this, right? So that's okay. I don't mind it not being super straight. The only question mark that's then left in my mind here is this is switches, right? So if I wanted to do, let's say, hang on. Let's say, so if we go sewage and we say a sewage tank, I'm just testing, right? I'm just going to put a sewage tank, say over there. And I want to now tie that in here. Oh, reasonable. Good. Okay. And similarly, can we run water? Oh yeah. So that doesn't seem to be a problem at all. So let's just get rid of this. So it's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Okay, good. Now that is then working. I like it. We also need to obviously electrify this rail at some point, which I have not really considered. But this area here could be a location, right? We could do something. Not on that level though. So we haven't started work on this yet. And so what is our... Yeah, it's not quite ideal, is it? I was kind of thinking maybe that's the spot for it. Alternatively, somewhere over here. But no, that's not quite right. We might have to see about bringing in... But this is already built, so we actually want to try and squeeze it in. Show me this again. Yeah, we don't really have a good spot to tie in some power here. Not over here. Over here? What does this transformer look like for the rail? Trolleybus, rail, electric switch. Oh, it's only... So then you can really do it anywhere. We could do it over here. And to be honest, that might be exactly the right thing to do. Just do it over here and tie it in over there. I'm going to do that. I am going to do that. Let's trim these rail connections out a little bit over here. Okay, so something like this. Oh, and by the way, we should probably try and level this, but I don't think I'm going to have... Oh, I do. Beautiful. Get this nice and level over here. And give me that rail switch, please. Oh, yeah. I'm hoping I can get this pretty straight. So if we do that... Okay, you know what? In order to get the best out of this, I'm just going to trim it back all the way there, because that's not 100% straight anyway. It's kind of curving a little bit. We'll do that, and we'll do... Okay, I'll do the same thing over here. We'll go up to the curve, and we'll just redo that section, and that's going to look at least not like it's an afterthought. Which it's kind of, but not exactly an afterthought, you know, is it? That's gonna be fine. So at least we've got that, and that means we can, in fact, sort it out from there. And so what we'll do, in order to get it at max power, we'll have to give them some of these big ones. We'll do one there, and that should give us a reasonable connectivity. So that's like 4.5 megawatts in there. Good, let's get that going. And all of that. That's fine, that's good. Lots of power infrastructure. Again, not super exciting stuff, but everything's so necessary. I'm starting to worry about fires, but this is okay because these guys should have firefighting happening over here. Let's have a quick look. Okay, no. Maybe let's just have a quick extra look at what we've done. So this is built. I'll close this down because we're not using this at the moment. It takes 20 workers. Why is this struggling? Oh, this is still struggling. Why is that struggling? We're not suspending. Construction should be underway, right? We've got multiple officers working on it. That's okay. this road is done. So what we might do is we might do the road connection off of there. Okay, so let's get started on that road connection so we can start building this one. But I'm assuming this will start happening soon. That road connection is done, so this construction should be underway. Excellent. Lots of construction. We're kind of holding it there. We're kind of holding it there. It's not too painful. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so that's our power infrastructure is now starting to go in. Hopefully, all of this due diligence in terms of our infrastructure means that things will be really good for us when we eventually get to building the city. No. So let's expand that. I also want us to start working on this roundabout. So do that section, this section, and that section. That's kind of fine. This is underway, is it? Or it's already built? No, I think this section is already built, so we can do these sections. There and there. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's all the way in there. That's okay. So, and we'll get these sections, start work on these sections, and that section is going to start. I like it. What's happening on this side? We could presumably do this one also. So let's do that one and also this one. Though there's lots of... Anyway, that's okay. Excellent. Now that the snow is clearing up, we'll have a good view of what we've done. I wanted to quickly have a look to just make sure all of our garbage and stuff isn't kind of overflowing. This is a little problematic. Ooh, they're getting a bit busy. They are definitely getting a little bit more busy. So I'm thinking... No, well, this guy is standing here not doing anything. That should be fine. And over here... These guys are also doing their thing. So really it shouldn't be a big deal. They will come and empty this stuff out. Right, no problem whatsoever. What it does mean is this guy probably needs access to something else. So presumably, hang on, can we have a little walkway going through this way? If we do that, will this have access there? It will. So now that's okay. That'll help us out a little bit. Okay, so anyway, all of that stuff seems to be pretty good. Just double check that again. Yeah, so these, but they're okay. They can be picked up. So it means that, oh yeah, this one. This one needs a crew to come and pick up some stuff here. But like one truckload is enough. It kind of clears it out straight away. Yeah. Yeah, busy. Lots of it, actually. This must be because they're... Yeah, anyway. All okay. We don't have any issues with it, though, right? We didn't have any heating issues. Our population survived through winter easily. No problems. So I must say, we're in a good spot. No issues with water. Good stuff. And if we come back over here, all of our infrastructure is starting to get laid down and built. I think these things have probably already been built. Look at that. Already built. We will need these constructed first. Yeah, that's okay. This road is being built and then we'll get the rest constructed. That's been constructed. That's okay. This is now done. So this road will now get the construction crews onto it. I like it. So that's all moving. We need to still see how we tie in our rail connection on this side. I'm also tempted on whether there is an option for us to get our rail tied in over here. Maybe that is what we quickly need to do before we finish this all. So if we were to do this up to there, and I'm thinking that one, can we then also tie in over here? Come on. Oh, hang on. So if I... Hang on. Let's just try one thing here quickly. If I clear this out, can we then tie it in? Because I think we need to do that one first, I'm guessing. I'm not opposed. That's really tight there. I'm okay with that. It's a little... Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do one thing. Oh well, let's trim the whole thing back to like over there. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure that we've got a fairly resilient rail network. I'm gonna tie that one in all the way over there, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna trim this back a little bit, and I'm gonna actually start by doing something like this, right? So if we just do that, yeah, that's okay. I think that's okay. And then what we'll do is we'll tie in. So what is this saying? What's the issue here? That's okay. And that's okay. There we go. I like that idea because that means we can tie in this way and go into that direction, even though these are... Ooh, actually, that's wrong. Based on how we've tied in, we need to tie in on that side instead. Okay, well, we'll do that. Don't worry about it. Let's quickly... Luckily, I've had a quick look at that. Let's trim this one back to, say, over there, and then we need to tie it in with this one over here. So unfortunately that means we're gonna have a lot more issues with it in terms of its capacity, but I think that's it's still gonna be a little bit better this way. So let's just tie that one in there. I think that should be just fine to keep all of that going. Okay, long episode again. So we've done all of this. This is underway. These are underway. This is underway. That's underway. These constructions are underway. This is underway. We're going to see construction starting over here soon. This is underway. That's underway. Lots and lots of stuff is happening, and we're starting getting our power infrastructure in place as well. All good. And our money is dropping, but certainly not super quickly. So I'm still quite comfortable with all of our numbers, and this area will be real. I'm hoping with all of this work on the infrastructure, this area will be jam-packed eventually. But we now need to turn our attention to our power infrastructure over here, potentially our mines. But generally, we can import all of this stuff while and import the power as well. Actually, all of that's okay, and we'll have power, water, and sewage and heating all done, so we can then start running, and we'll have our... If we build this infrastructure, we'll be able to, via rail, bring in all the kind of clothing and stuff that we need, and food and things for our people, and then we'll start building the city. Wow, so lots still to happen. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Lots of infrastructure again. I will see you in the next one, where we will continue doing that. Okay, if you've enjoyed it, hit that like button. Bye-bye.